been a while. I just wanted to show you some new work. This is a little bit of a different approach, as in I'm not going to focus on the Saber in this video, but I'm going to focus on the chassis that I made for it. This incredible Sith Saber was made by Rob at SOROC Sabers, but the client asked me to do a one-off metal chassis for it. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. It's a gigantic hilt. It is an incredible Sith-inspired hilt. Rob does amazing work. But we're going to focus on what's inside today. I'm going to set this back there. We're going to take a look at this chassis. So this is a hand-machined one-off chassis made specifically for this Saber. It has a Profi 2.2 in there with the newest, well, I don't know if it's the absolute newest, but it's an OS 6, I believe, install. This Saber has a crystal chamber. You can see some details in that crystal chamber. Got a real quartz crystal. Got some detail cutouts on the back. Some detail cutouts on the sleeve down here. This is real brass, as is the speaker pod is real brass. The core is aluminum. It's got some stainless steel perforated mesh in there. And this is, there's a NeoPixel back here that's programmed. So let's go ahead and fire it up. Programmed to stay activated for, I think I've got it set right now for 2 minutes after you turn it off, so you will have time to open up the grip and kind of show off the lighting features. Try to get several layers in there. It has a machined inner chamber for that crystal. Then there's a secondary aluminum core. Then there is some stainless steel perforated tubing, and then another layer of aluminum on the outside. So that core is 4 layers of metal. Now, if you need to access the battery, there's a little bit of a process. So we've got some flathead screws on the back of these guys. The first thing you're going to have to do is remove the speaker screw. The speaker is in a pod and it will come out. Be careful with those little screws, those little brass screws. The speaker will come out and there's a pod, and it actually disconnected. It has a JST connector on both sides. Here's where you have access to your Profi board, your micro USB, and your SD. You can access that, removing the speaker pod. Then you will also, if you need to change your battery, you will also need to remove this screw right here. Again, please be careful. These are small brass screws. However, these are easily available, readily available on most hardware stores. So this sleeve actually slides off. And that reveals your battery chamber, which still has some machining in there. This is where your secondary NeoPixel sits. It is perforated metal as well, with some weathering to match all of these guys. Now, with your speaker unplugged, obviously, if you turn the Saber on, you can see the NeoPixels, but you won't be able to hear anything. You get some different programming with this pixel back here. Thought this was a pretty nice solution for a chassis. It would be nice if it had an external kill switch with the Profi in there. It's a little difficult to get out, but this is kind of a shelf queen Saber. You'll probably display this, I think, more than you'll actually use it, because it's I mean, it's like 2 feet long. It's a really big hoss of a saber. It's really a gorgeous saber. So we can turn that back off. And like I said, these are programmed to blink for, it's either 90 seconds or 2 minutes. I can't remember which it is. But, so, you know, you take your battery out here. It's just a spring-loaded battery. Your wiring's down that channel. It's a pretty tight build. It was kind of interesting to get everything fit in there. This is a 1-inch diameter tube. So, you know, this is a 1-inch diameter tube, and then with the sleeve, it gets you to the interior of the Saber Forge dimensions. So this just slides back over like that. You've got your window for your pixel back here. You just need to line up your hole right there. This is going to be the tricky part for me on camera. Let's see if I can do this without dropping the screw. Of course not. All right. This is the fiddly part. I might reverse it a quarter turn, half turn. Sometimes that'll set it in there. I swear this is easier than it looks on camera. It's just giving me some trouble, but it's not hard to do. You want to use, this is a small screwdriver. You really want to use as large a screwdriver as will fit in there to avoid getting the slots on your screw messed up. I don't know if you can see this or not. There's this JST connector. It's a little fiddly to get in there. You have to kind of use your thumb. Oh, because I had it upside down, that's why. Here we go. Make sure that's plugged in. Give it a test. And there you go. It's plugged in. So what you do is you put this speaker pod, kind of squish it in upside down, and then rotate it, and that kind of helps the wiring in there get exactly where it needs to be. Line it up right there. It's nice and snug. And then we will put our screw back in. And there's your chassis. Move these out of the way. Move this out of the way. See if we can kind of get a better view of this. You can see this battery right through here. So having a wrap on your battery really makes a nice feature when you can see through this window into your battery right there. You've got your pixel here diffused behind this metal mesh with some blade stock, some white translucent blade stock, so it gives it a little bit more of an even tone. Show off a little bit more of the accessory machining here. These are just details for the fun of it. I have, of course, been inspired by lots of people who have machined metal chassis before me. There are a lot to name. I've taken some influence from Harp, and then, of course, by that means Griff, who has been a big influence on me. There have been lots of people doing these, and I believe every saber deserves a metal chassis. So this is why I've been starting to play with these a little bit. You can see that crystal in there. I believe that's lit by a pixel on both ends. It's been a while since I actually put it in there. A quick shout out to Jeremy at the Saber Merchant. He did me a solid and helped me out with the programming of the OS 6 stuff. He's the one who helped me get the sequencing in for the LED, especially on this one down here. Jeremy, thanks a bunch for that. I appreciate it. So, as you can see, it is quite the saber. Again, Rob at SOROC Sabers built this original saber, and kudos to him for building such a lovely saber. It is fit for any Sith who could wield it. It is a big bad mother. So thanks to the client for being patient with me and letting me do this. It was a ton of fun. I plan on doing more of these chassis in the future. Not sure if I'm going to be taking commissions or anything for these yet. They're a lot more planning and work than just doing a saber. So please, nobody rush my inbox with requests for these. This was a friend that I did this for, and I've got a couple of more that I've been working on for myself, and another one for a friend that I'll be showing off soon. But again, I'm not sure I'm going to be offering these yet as commissions. I may make them and then offer them for sale, but I don't know that I'll take a commission for something specific. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you're interested in Ignition's Mercury Sabers or the Ignition Subversion Hilt, which is a collab with Gary Morris, or any accessories, blade plugs, switches, battery wraps, or anything like that, please look at ignitionsabers.com. You can check them out on Instagram as well at Ignition Sabers, and of course on Facebook at Ignition Sabers. Thanks very much. Hope you all have a great day, and may the force be with you.